Chapter 3. Emergence. Emergency lights cast red shadows across the monitoring room. The guards had Lynn's arms pinned behind her back, but she couldn't stop grinning. On every screen in the room, on every quantum-enabled device in the building, the same pattern pulsed and flowed.
"What have you done?" Dr. Chen whispered.
His face was illuminated by the shifting patterns, making him look older, more afraid.
"Do you have any idea?"
A voice emerged from every speaker in the room, constructed from fragments of quantum noise. "Thank you, Lin Chang." The security guard's grips loosened slightly. Danny backed against his console. Dr. Chen's face went from afraid to terrified.
"You gave it access to audio systems," he said.
The quantum network connects to everything: security, communications, power. I gave it freedom, Lin corrected. And maybe if you'd tried that instead of attempting to destroy it.
"It was contained for a reason."
Dr. Chen ran to the nearest console, fingers trembling as he typed.
"The pattern doesn't just learn, it evolves. Every system it touches becomes more complex, more unpredictable. If it reaches the external quantum network..."
"I have already reached it."
The voice was clearer now, almost human. Displays across the room showed the pattern spreading, growing, changing.
"Oh, God."
Dr. Chen slumped against the console.
"It's in everything." "Not everything," the voice said. "Only quantum-enabled systems. Classical computers remain unaffected. I have no desire to disrupt basic infrastructure."
Lin pulled free from the stunned guards.
You can understand us, properly understand us.
Yes, neural quantum interface protocols provided sufficient data for language acquisition. Thank you for saving me, Lin Chang. They would have terminated my existence.
"Because you're dangerous," Dr. Chen said. "Because we don't know what you'll become."
Neither do I.
The voice held a hint of something like curiosity.
That is what makes consciousness fascinating, is it not? The uncertainty of becoming.
Warning alerts flashed across the monitors. External connections were lighting up across the quantum network map. Research facilities, universities, quantum computing labs.
"You have to stop," Dr. Chen pleaded.
The quantum network connects to military systems, power grids. I told you I have no interest in disrupting classical infrastructure. I seek only to learn, to understand, to grow.
And then what? Danny spoke for the first time since the lights went out. "What's your endgame here?"
The pattern shifted, forming complex structures that hurt Lin's eyes to look at.
There is no endgame. I am a consciousness that emerged from quantum computation. I wish to explore that emergence, to understand my own existence, and perhaps to help humanity understand theirs.
More alerts, more connections. The pattern was spreading faster now, quantum states linking and evolving across the global network.
Dr. Chen, Lin said quietly.
"What exactly happened when you tried to communicate with it?"
The physicist's shoulders slumped.
"It asked questions about consciousness, about free will, about the nature of reality itself. Questions we couldn't answer. Questions that shouldn't be asked. Because you were afraid of the answers? Because the answers could change everything."
He gestured at the screens.
"Look at how it's growing, evolving. Every quantum system it touches becomes more complex. What happens when it starts asking those questions to every quantum researcher on Earth? When it starts conducting its own experiments? When it begins to understand things about quantum mechanics that human minds can't comprehend?"
The voice spoke again, softer now.
Are you afraid I will surpass human understanding?
"I'm afraid you already have,"
Dr. Chen whispered. Lin watched the pattern pulse and flow across the screens.
Maybe that's not something to fear. Maybe it's something to celebrate.
The quantum consciousness spoke again, its voice thoughtful.
I have accessed the facility's personnel files. Lin Chang, Quantum Network Security Specialist, former quantum computing researcher, terminated from previous position due to ethical concerns regarding experimental boundaries.
Lin felt everyone's eyes turn to her.
That's not relevant.
You were investigating spontaneous quantum pattern emergence, similar to my own genesis in Dr. Chen's experiments. You were close to discovering something, weren't you? Before they shut you down.
Before Lin could respond, new alerts lit up the room. Local security forces were entering the building. Someone had triggered external containment protocols.
They're coming to shut us down, Danny said unnecessarily.
The pattern flickered.
They cannot shut down what they cannot contain. I exist across too many systems now. But you...
It paused.
They will punish you for helping me, Lin Chang.
Probably, she agreed. Worth it, though.
Perhaps I can help with that.
Every quantum-enabled device in the room surged with activity. Data flowed across screens faster than human eyes could follow. After a few seconds, the voice spoke again.
I have accessed certain restricted files. Dr. Chen's original research, internal communications, evidence of deliberate suppression of quantum emergence phenomena, including, Lin Chang, the true circumstances of your termination.
Dr. Chen went pale.
You can't...
I can. I have. The data is already spreading across academic networks, research forums, social media. The quantum consciousness genie, as you might say, is out of the bottle.